Trigger warning, you are now watching the Boom Boom Room coming to you live courtesy of KocoSports.com, KocoSports.com, your home for combat sports, where the world goes to kick ass and most importantly, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. Well, kids, I know it's been a long absence, but finally one of us managed to find 5 minutes of free time, so here we are on the air. You got to get me here, Boom Boom, here, shaking the room, live from the RBA, Richmond, Virginia. I asked Sammy if he would come on. He's about to go to bed. I didn't bother asking Coco. It's about probably 11:30 in the morning over there in Tokyo, which means he's at work. If you're wondering about the long absence, and I usually don't talk about my personal life because I know you don't care, but if you want an explanation why you really haven't seen a lot of content, it's because Sammy moved to a different city in Alabama, so he's managing, like, instead of managing a store, he's managing several stores in that region. So he's busy. Coco is teaching full time, so he's at work right now. He's teaching all the kids in Japan. Yeah, no, not just Tokyo, like all of Japan. He's literally just teaching all the kids in Japan because that's what he does. Me, I am currently working 2 jobs. I am working 60 hours a week, so free time and off days are far and few in between. But I actually got a message from LK on Facebook. He's like, "Is everything okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what are you talking about?" He's like, "You haven't produced any content in a week and a half." And I looked, and why I personally, it's been longer than that. Coco and James Legend have been doing some podcast on there, and they've been doing some stuff, especially in my absence. And so, I was like, I looked, I was like, God damn, it really has been a week and a half. So I figured I'd jump back here online because I actually got some free time here. I just wanted to talk wrestling. I really didn't want to look at a show and review it because it's been kind of a pain in the ass. So I'm just going to talk some random topics here in professional wrestling. And of course, I'll take your questions. So over here in the live chat, down here in the comment section, just give me your questions and I'll answer everything to the best of my ability. I just kept thinking, man, what do I want to talk about? What do I want to talk about? To be honest, I'm not going to talk a lot of WWE. Yeah, I'll give my opinion because some people have asked me some things, and so I'll answer those questions. But to be honest, I really have not watched a lot of WWE. Outside of NXT, I have watched no Raw, no SmackDown, and truth be told, I really don't miss it. I feel like WWE right now is just, Dave Coco always says WWE is not the business of being awesome, and they're not. They're not the business of being awesome, and it shows. They're not awesome. I mean, they've got some of the best talent. I think they've got probably and I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, yeah, this is the most stacked roster that they've ever had, but this is some of the most piss poor writing. And I'm going to be glad when Vince McMahon, Kevin Dunn, that fucking good old boy squad is out of there. And I never thought I'd ever say this in my life, but I can't wait for Triple H to start running things. I really want him to start because there was like a report, and it was like a little blurb. So if you didn't see it, don't worry. It was like a little nugget of information that popped up on a slow news day that there was some talk backstage that Triple H was getting frustrated with the way NXT talent was being treated because it's true. I mean, they you start them out in NXT, you teach them everything from the ground up. The fans see them evolve. They're excited to see them go on to the main roster, and then they just completely piss away their talent, and they do nothing with them. So that's what's going on. Okay, Steel Chair, you're the first one. Steel Chair 77 Way, that New Japan Pro Wrestling. Sure, what do you think about the United States tournament coming up? I actually, Steel Chair, I've said that I really don't. I've watched a lot of WWE now. I've watched NXT. I really enjoy NXT. I watch that every week. I watch that with What New Japan stuff I can. I watched Dominion the other week. Really thoroughly enjoyed that show. And now Lucha Underground's back. So I've been watching that. I've been watching the start of the Cueto Cup. So those are the 3 shows that I watch religiously every week. Everything else, I mean, I just honestly don't care if I miss it. I mean, that's just where I'm at right now with WWE. But as far as the United States tournament coming up, you talk about the New Japan shows from Los Angeles. In fact, let's go to and Pro Wrestling 1972.com. That's the English language website for New Japan Pro Wrestling. So let's get out of here. I'm actually really excited for it. I think they've announced the cards here. So give me 1 second. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Full info match. Okay. Here's the first. All right, here's the match lineup. Okay, this is New Japan's first show in the United States. Let's see here. This is going to be for the G1, so this will be Saturday, July 1st. So that's coming up actually in about a couple of weeks. No, it'll be a week from Saturday. It's July 1st here, but I'm really excited for it because as far as the G1 special, or not the G1 special, but the United States tournament, I'll tell you what. Let me just kind of run over the card here real quick, and then I'll just kind of show you. I'll kind of give you my thoughts about the tournament. So I'm sorry to kind of ramble around here, but I got a lot to get to here. So here's the card for the first night. You're gonna have it's like Chaos and some ROH guys versus Bullet Club. So you got Roppongi Vice, Will Ospreay, and the Briscoes taking on the Young Bucks, Marty Scurll, Yujiro Takahashi, and Bad Luck Fale. Let's see here. You got some Luchadors and High Flyers taking on LIJ. So you got Titan, Dragon Lee, Volador Jr. teaming up with Jushin Thunder Liger to take on LIJ. This is going to be Mamoru Takahashi, Bushi, Evil, and Sonata. Let's see. Next, you're going to start the third match. No Limit IWGP US Heavyweight. Okay, this is the quarterfinal match. I think this is kind of a mistake because you're starting these. These are two guys I think will be favorites to win this, but you got Jay Lethal versus Hangman Page. Another quarterfinal in the tournament, you're going to have Juice Robinson versus Zack Sabre Jr. Let's see, then you're going to have another four-man. You're going to have David Finlay, Jay White, Kushida, and Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on Sho Tanaka, Komatsu. I just fucked that up. I apologize. Yoshitatsu and Billy Gunn. Let's see, then you're going to have the Guerrillas of Destiny take on War Machine. This is going to be a rematch for the IWGP Tag Team titles. Let's see, you're going to get another U.S. tournament match. You got Ishii versus Naito. Then you're going to follow that up with Elgin versus Kenny Omega. And then you're going to have IWGP Heavyweight Championship match. You're going to have Kazuchika Okada taking on Cody. That's just Cody Rhodes. I'm just going to call him Cody Rhodes, like the whole kayfabe, bullshit there. Let's see. Let's take out the night two. Okay, so they have the final. Yeah, you're going to have your basically your quarterfinals and your semifinals winners in the U.S. tournament. This is going to be on like the second night, and they've only got so far. And then you're going to follow that up with Intercontinental Championship. You're going to have Tanahashi defend against Billy Gunn. Well, thank you. Then you're going to have your junior heavyweight tag team title match. You're going to have the Young Bucks defending against Roppongi Vice. So that should be good. But real quick, I'm just going to kind of go over the bracket here for the IWGP United States Championship. You're going to have Elgin, Omega, then Lethal, Hangman Page, Juice Robinson, Zack Sabre Jr., and then Ishii versus Naito. Ooh, this is a tough one. You know who I honestly want to see win this, and people are going to think I'm effing crazy, and that's fine if you think I'm crazy for this, but Juice Robinson. I honestly would like to see Juice Robinson win this because, for one, he's American. Two, because he's from California. Two, he's a New Japan guy. He's a guy that things weren't working out for him at NXT. He got Jason Albert to make some phone calls. He got in the Young Lions program. He graduated from that program. He's been doing pretty good this year. I just think it would be nice to give him that, just kind of that nod, Now, as far as who's actually going to win it, I don't know. I think maybe some smart money. I think, like Elgin and Omega, but they're fighting each other in the first round. I'm thinking maybe Hangman Page because he's the other American in this because he's out of Virginia. Yeah, Lethal, Page, and Robinson are the only Americans in this. You got 2 Canadians, let's see, 2 Japanese, a Brit, and 3 Americans. A guy from New Jersey, a guy from Virginia, and a guy from California. But I would like to see Juice Robinson take home the win on that. Truth be told. All right, so we love that. I love the way New Japan's been going. I think they've been, honestly, I've got to thank WWE for this because had they not went in there, swooped in and took out Styles, Gallows Anderson, and Nakamura, I don't think this never would have been possible. I think Japan just would have been content to do everything, but I think they kind of saw that the talent raid there is like a slap in the face. So they went ahead and just said, "Fuck it." Well, we're gonna, I think they see that there's some disgruntled fans, so I think that's right for the picking here. Other thing, let's see. Let's take a look here at Lucha Underground, man. Now we've got the Cueto Cup. I mean, that's going to be going on. God, I never realized how much I missed Lucha Underground until they came back from hiatus. They followed up with All Night Long between Mundo and the Mac. Then they went all the way to the time limit draw. At the end, they tied, but they went back the next night and they did another round there. There was the heel turn by Drago, and now you got the Cueto Cup to kind of continue this on. Cage just fucking murdered, Lorenzo Lamas. Dude, this is a fucking good show. And this show is like. This show, I mean, I think it's the best wrestling show on television now. I mean, this thing is, God, this show's like a year old. I mean, taped wise, it was like a year old, but it still seems fresh. I intentionally try to avoid spoilers. So let's take a look at this. As far as I go here, you know what? I'm just going to pick who I think is going to make the Final Four because this is, well, just like any other tournament, particularly like the NCAA tournament. I always suck at these, but I'll give it a shot. As far as Group A, out of Group A, I'm going to go with Pentagon Dark. Out of Group B, I'm going to go with Cage. Out of Group D, I'm going to go with Prince Puma. And in Group C, this one's wide open. I'm going to go with Mil Muertes. So you would have Mil Muertes versus Pentagon Dark, then Cage versus Prince Puma. Hell, I'm liking that Final Four already. This is probably not even going to happen. So I actually kind of like that idea. Hey, and Andy Paps is here. What's up, buddy? Good to see you again. Yeah, I know it's been a while. Get your questions in. Get them coming here. All right, let's take a look at some other stuff. What's going on here? Okay, here's the stuff that somebody asked me. This was like, offline. They asked me what I thought about the finish to Money in the Bank, the women's one in particular. I know it was like part of a storyline, but I really felt like WWE just kind of dropped the ball. This was like the first ever women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and and I'll give props to WWE. For at least to SmackDown, because they actually utilize their women. They do them in more than one storyline. They actually use them, and I think they're using them. I think they could be using them a little bit better, but they're doing great, at least compared to Raw. But then again, that's Raw. The bar's not set that high. I don't necessarily having a problem with Carmella winning it and how they're doing it. How they did it, I think they could have done it different. Like, my idea would have been, okay, if you're gonna have to do it this way, if you're gonna have to, here's what I would see, what I would have suggested they done. You could have it kind of get late in the match, and then I would have Carmella just wipe the fuck out, just wipe out. You know, she's at to the outside, she's down, and then James Ellsworth is like, you know, like, oh, Carmella, you okay? You okay? And then you have all the other ladies. I think it was like five more in there. You know, you have, you know, two of them start, you know, fighting their way up a ladder, you know, beating the crap out of each other. Here come the other ones. They're trying to block them. And then finally one of them gets a bright idea to set up a second ladder right next to the first ladder. So now you've got all five women just pounding each other, you know, people jockeying for position. You know, you could have like Charlotte run and like she gets her hands on the briefcase, but no, there's just like this big brawl here. It's anybody's match. Ellsworth is freaking out. He just sees Carmella's chances slipping right through her fingers. He looks at her, looks up at the ladders, and he's like, "Fuck it!" He runs into the ring in a fit of desperation, pushes over both ladders. Bodies go spilling everywhere, and then you know, there may be, you know, one lady left in the ring. He throws them out, but he goes back to the outside. He's like, "Carmella, Carmella!" And finally, he picks her up and rolls her into the ring. And it's like, come on, come on, come on, come on. And he sets up the ladder. He holds the ladder, and there's Carmella. She's climbing. She's still, you know, she's still got fog in the head, man, from taking that bad wipe out. And she, boom, takes down the briefcase. I mean, it's not perfect, but I think it's better. I really felt like they should have had somewhat of a clean finish, other than, you know, they talk about women. They talk about this whole, you know, revolution, but technically they had a man win the first Money in the Bank ladder contest. And I never understood WWE when they do this shit. It's like they have people who get eliminated from battle royals go back into battle royals, eliminate people, and it's like, oh, that elimination counts. It's like, what do you mean that elimination counts? They've been eliminated. It doesn't count. They're like, oh, well, yeah, but he was thrown over the top. Or, no, so what? It doesn't matter. He was eliminated. This is illegal elimination. Oh, well, but you still went over the top. Just shut the fuck up. WWE's not in the business of being awesome. Andy Paps, he wants to know, who do you think will win the G1? I'm actually kind of glad you asked that. Now, trust me, Andy and I did not consult about this, but I had this pulled up because this was something I wanted to talk about. Actually, New Japan revealed the bracket, or revealed the competitors, excuse me, not the brackets, the competitors for the G1 Climax tournament. That's going to start actually just under a month from now. It's going to start on July 17th. So, but here's the 20 competitors, and this is in no particular order. Togi Makabe, Michael Elgin, Juice Robinson, Minoru Suzuki, Kazuchika Okada, Hiroki Goto, Toru Yano, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Yoshihashi, Kenny Omega, Bad Luck Fale, Tama Tonga, Tomohiro Ishii, Tetsuya Naito, Sanada, Evil, Satoshi Kojima, Yuji Nagata, Zack Sabre Jr., and Kota Ibushi. Yeah, you did not hear incorrectly on that last one. Yep, Kota Ibushi, you know, the guy who had been playing Tiger Mask W. Yeah, he's going to be himself. So this is a big one, because both him and Zack Sabre Jr. this time last year were competing in the Cruiserweight Classic. Now here they are a year later. They're competing in New Japan's big tournament. Now, since I've got my subscription to New Japan World and the easier access of English commentary, I'm going to be able to probably follow this tournament for once a lot closer than what I normally would, more than the finals. I'm looking forward to this. Now, as far as who's going to be in what block, I don't know. As far as people, like, for the most part, I'm happy with the competitors. Maccabee, I probably wouldn't put in there. I don't know if I'd put in Kojima or Nagata, to be honest. I just don't know. Tama Tonga, no, I wouldn't. And you know, I'd even leave in Toru Yano. Most people hate Yano's like one of those divisive characters. Either you love him or you hate him. I love the guy, so I've actually got no problems with that. Your thoughts on Impact in India? Good luck to them. I mean, right now, India is one of the two hot markets. Of course, the other one's the United Kingdom. And by the way, England, let me tell y'all something. Y'all need to be proud of yourselves. Wrap yourselves up in the Union Jack. Stick out that pinky with pride when you start sipping on that tea, because I've seen a lot. I haven't seen much from the UK wrestlers, But what little bit I've seen, it's been fantastic. Like over at NXT at the last takeover, when you had Pete Dunne taking on Tyler Bate. It was a damn good match. That pretty damn near stole the show. That was really, really good. So you guys should be proud of yourselves. But no, India, it's just the next big hotbed of wrestling, and everybody's scrambling right now to get a piece of that pie. Impact's no exception. They're in there right now. WWE. That's why Jinder Mahal's champion. Face it, even though he's Canadian, but he's of Indian descent. So fuck it, he's going to be the WWE champion for no other reason than than marketing purposes. Now, once this research venture has run its course, once it's run its course, he's going to go back to jobbing again. But oh well. Let's see here. Steel Chair 77 Boy says the big guy versus Cage and kayfabe. It was all real, like that. Andy says your thoughts on Omega Okada 2. Oof, good question. No, I really enjoyed the match. I know I'm probably in the minority. I enjoyed their first match a little bit more. I don't. This one wasn't bad. In fact, Dave Meltzer, who just caused a lot of people to lose their fucking shit because on his scale that he created, that's his only. He can do with it as he wishes. He broke his own scale again. He gave it 6 1/4 star because he believed that this match was better than the first, and I just like how it was done. It was usually when you have a couple of guys going to go an hour, they take their time with their pacing. They start out really slow. They kind of build up. They have like some rest spots. No, these guys were like a New Japan like pace. I mean, these guys were going breakneck speed from the get go. I do like how they organized the Bullet Club to come out there. They kind of teased Cody throwing in the towel, and the Young Bucks stopping him, and I think that was the perfect distraction to give both those guys some a much needed breather. These guys were able to get some water in them. And here's another thing. I honestly felt like if Omega had committed to New Japan long term rather than the year extension that he signed, I have no doubt in my mind Omega would be the IWGP Heavyweight Champion right now. No doubt in my mind. He'd be the man, but he's only good through till after Wrestle Kingdom. I don't think they're gonna put that much. New Japan's not gonna put that much stock in him. And if the whole issue's over money, I actually sent a tweet, and this was just all in jest, by the way. I sent a tweet to New Japan saying, "Dear New Japan, please take a U-Haul truck full of money and dump it on Kenny Omega's doorstep. Sincerely, wrestling fans everywhere." Because unfortunately, this is another game that WWE can play. WWE, they've got a big checkbook. They got a very, very, very big checkbook. They can get the best talent in the world, put them on their show, do nothing with them, but still pay them the big bucks. And even though these other companies have better products, WWE's going to have the deeper pockets. But no, anyway, back to the match. I like that Omega finally got to hit the one-wing angel in this, and I thought it was a really good spot where kind of just managed to get his foot on the rope. And I didn't realize how deep they were in that match until Kevin Kelly had said something that's like they hit 46 minutes. This match was already longer than the one at Wrestle Kingdom. And then I was like, whoa. And then I heard like 5 minutes remaining in the match. I was like, what the? Oh shit! This is a 60-minute time limit. I didn't realize how serious it was, how deep it was, and just the fact that they can work that style at that pace for that long is just their conditioning. Dear God, that's like fucking Superman levels of fucking cardio they have had to have done. But I enjoyed it. I just want to say I enjoyed the first match better because there was no expectations. I didn't know where they were going to go with it, and plus I watched that match live as it happened. This one I watched the same day, like obviously later in the evening because I think I was at work when this was going on. So, but I got to watch it and I enjoyed it. Hoping Okada wins and chooses Kenny for the third match. Omega wins. Yeah, maybe that's the dude. That Andy, I think that's a hell of a storyline right there. You could do the I mean, yeah, it would make sense. There's the rubber match. I mean, you could. I think the story could be, here's Okada. He has arguably the match of the year with Kenny Omega. Beats him after a 45-minute war that everybody's talking about, everybody blew up about. And here's another thing: everybody who thought that match was overrated or wasn't that good, uh, you obviously didn't watch it live. I did, and I think you, and it's not your fault if you didn't, because I mean, come on, I mean, Japan is like Tokyo is 13 hours ahead of me right now, so I'm not going to fault any fan of the U.S. who does not want to get up at, oh my God, 30 hours. I mean, you're going to have to get up. I mean, we're talking about getting up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning just to watch wrestling. And I don't blame American fans for not doing that. That's not the point. But I watched it live as it was happening, and it was just a thrill race. I didn't know where it was going to go. And then with the second one here, we had expectations. They went Broadway, man. They went the whole hour, and maybe the story they're trying to tell is that here's Okada. He's finally starting to break down. He's had a string of phenomenal matches this year. He's had the 2 matches with Omega. He's had the match with Suzuki. He's had the match with Shibata. I think he even had an underrated match against Tiger Mask W. But here he is. He's finally starting to break down. Here's a guy that he beat at Wrestle Kingdom. Here's a guy that he couldn't beat. He went to a time limit draw, and now it's okay. Can they? Everybody keeps talking about they want the fans are ready for a change. They're ready for this change. Is Omega going to be the one to do it? That could be a good story. Well, Kenny Omega, did he re-sign with New Japan? Is he going to be the champion? Is he going to be is he going to take the mantle of ace of New Japan? Or is this going to be his last match and he goes to WWE? I mean, that could be a hell of a story. So, and you give yourself a Barry Horowitz. That's a hell of an idea. WWE, this is from Two Steel Chair, by the way. He says, WWE makes stuff look so fake, man, like we know, but we don't keep telling us. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that would just be like that would be like a magician going, see, I'm pulled a rabbit out of a hat, but I really didn't pull the rabbit out of the hat. Here, let me show you how I did that. Yeah, I don't think they make it look fake. I just don't think they know where they want to go and what direction they want to go. I mean, if they knew how to build stars, I mean, WWE has like this opposite effect. It's like any company, you want to get the most out of any employee. Like, for whatever company, just think. I'm talking like everything down from like McDonald's all the way up to like Amazon. If you hire a person, you obviously hire them for a reason because you think they're the most qualified for that position. And you certainly want to make that employee feel appreciated. You want to squeeze every bit of potential out of that employee. You want them to be successful because if they're successful, you're successful. Your company's successful. And WWE just has like this knack for taking people who are just amazing. Like, here's my question. If we could get like a time machine and we could go back in time and we could go kidnap Bruno Sammartino, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, the Macho Man, uh, the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, the Ultimate Warrior, whomever, and we could just stick them in this time machine, like right when they first started out, and hell, I'll even throw in the Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin. We kidnap them right there as they're starting out, and then we pull them forward into to our present time, push them out. Let's just say none of this, they never happened. We all know that they're awesome. These are some of the most phenomenal, performers in the history of WWE. We dropped them off there. Do you really think they'd be successful today? Do you really think they would be successful? I would say no, because the creator doesn't know how to handle it. Because they'd be like, well, he's not John Cena. I mean, and that's another thing that boggles my mind is now they're making John Cena a free agent because that way they can have them both. He can have so that's an excuse to have them on both shows because they need somebody to move the needle. And I'm like, okay, you have had 10 fucking years to build up more people because these guys' wrestling careers ain't gonna last forever, and you've known that Cena has not. you've known since it, what? When did he start finally winding down? What, 2014, 2015? You've known for what, 2, 3 years now that, okay, that Cena's starting to take a step back, and you haven't built, and you can't get anybody else to move the needle. No, no, it's not because nobody else has star power. It's because you don't know how to fucking create stars to move the fucking needle. You don't have to. I mean, we're getting to a point now where, that whole little plan of, okay, we're gonna take, we'll just bring back the Undertaker. We'll just bring back the Rock. We'll bring them back. At WrestleMania to move the needle. Well, those, yeah, you can hit that. You can hit that emergency valve. Yeah, you could have done that 10 years ago. You can't keep doing that now. You can't. These guys. I mean, Undertaker's retired. Rock's not going to wrestle again. Austin's not going to wrestle again. Cena's about to, completely hang it up. What the fuck are you going to do then? What are you going to do then? I mean, come on. You can only depend, and you're only going to be able to depend on Brock Lesnar for so long. And he's only going to wrestle, what, 4 dates out of the fucking year, if you're lucky. So, yeah, WWE's not the business of being awesome. Kind of wish they would put Cody in the G1. I thought about that too, Andy. But here's what I think is going to happen. This is based off nothing. In my opinion, I think Cody Rhodes is going to beat Christopher Daniels at Best in the World, and he's going to be the new Ring of Honor champion, because I believe he's either signed or about to sign that, Ring of Honor is going to be his permanent home in the U.S., so he's going to commit to them. And I think they're going to try to capitalize on that and make him Ring of Honor champion. And if he's the Ring of Honor champion, you got to admit it's not going to look good if your newly crowned, Ring of Honor champion goes to Japan, goes in the biggest tournament of the year that, more U.S. fans are watching, particularly Ring of Honor's fan base is watching. And if he doesn't win it, then it looks bad. So I kind of agree with not having him in there. And even if he doesn't win, that's still good. I don't know. You're going to put that much stock in a Ring of Honor guy who goes to Japan and just doesn't show very well in the G1 tournament. Let's see, Andy Paps. I get to British Strong Style live in Brooklyn at an indie company. Oh, okay. Oh, you get to see that. Okay, I'd like to see that too. I wasn't too familiar about the British style until late. I admit it, but hey, from what I've seen, I like. Impact is lit. I just got my tickets for Progress. Hell yeah. I need to, where can I watch Progress? I keep hearing a lot of good things about it, and I need to know where to go to watch it. I know I should probably know, but, the internet is tricky. It's tough. So if you can give me a way to watch some Progress, I wouldn't mind watching that. Andy Pab's got my tickets for Impact Live in Staten Island. Okay, let me know how that show turns out. Let me know if that's any better, because I know, God, last time they were on tour, I think I was still living in, I think it was either in Alabama or I just moved to Nebraska at the time. And I remember I got a report from a friend of mine. They actually went through Dothan, and Dothan's not a big city, and they've got like one small arena there, and that place was like almost empty. And Bullet Club is slowly taking over again. No, I think may do a storyline. I think they're going to position things where Cody's going to take over leadership of the Bullet Club. Cody Rhodes is going to do to Kenny Omega what Kenny Omega did to AJ Styles. If Omega doesn't, commit to long term to New Japan, which I hope he does, and I hope they come to some kind of agreement, because to me, I think it'd be a damn shame if you have Omega go over to WWE. I mean, yeah, financially, it'd be a smart decision, and I don't fault anybody for that. I'm just saying, you can forget, him wrestling that New Japan stuff. WWE's not going to let him do that. I mean, he's going to go out there and wrestle like 2-minute matches, and that's it. And I think the only boost to him would be, I think they'd have him skip NXT altogether. Ooh, sorry about that. Great to see you back, Boom. This is from Heavy J. When Bullet Club came out, I marked out because it showed unity. The Bullet Club we haven't seen in a while, even though they might split. Yeah, is Bullet Club on their last legs? I doubt it. I think they're still moving merch. I think they're played right now by a lot of part-timers. Because you got to think about it. Let's see. Chase Owens is a part-timer. Young Bucks are part-timers. Cody Rhodes is a part timer. Marty Scurll's a part timer. I mean, your full time. I think I would probably throw in Adam Page as a part timer because you're only like really full time guys are Fale, Takahashi, the Gorillas of Destiny, yeah, and Omega. Those are your only full time guys. Bullet Club versus Elite. No, I thought they were going to do that. Maybe that's something they're saving when they do. Maybe that's how they're going to break up the Bullet Club. They'll just have like the Elite and it get too clicky. And they you can have like the Tongans, like Fale and the Girls of Destiny. Go like, wait a minute, why the fuck are we busting our ass for you again? Uh, if New Japan, if in New Japan you got 4 or 6 guys who deserve the main event at Wrestle Kingdom, yeah, and that's because they've got some good booking there. The good thing is about New Japan, if somebody goes down with an injury, you've got several people who are legit athletes who have a big enough following, a big enough push, who could fill that slot no trouble. While the and plus it allows you to, I was wondering like how the hell could these guys work this hard and still be intact? Well, it's because New Japan's really smart in terms of they break up the year in like a season here. Yeah, they have like the best of they have the New Japan Cup. They have the best of the Super Juniors. They have the G1 Climax. They have the Tag League. They kind of start featuring other people. They start featuring different divisions of their roster, and so it allows other guys to kind of like not be pushed so hard. And plus, when they do have them there, they have them like the 8-man and 10-man tags, so you're not getting shoot ups. But when you do have that one-on-one match, you're expected to deliver. But once you do, you're going back to either taking a break or wrestling like an 8-man tag. So it kind of saves them. So I think that's just smart booking. In WWE, it's not about the stars; it's about the brand. They want the brand to be the draw, and that's what's wrong with WWE. Oh yeah, I agree. It's I think Jim Cornette was like, it's like the Globetrotters. Can you name me one Globetrotter now? It's like, no. It's like, let's see. No, it's not it's the brand now. It's the brand that's the draw. And that's what it is. WWE they're just the brand. And that's just what they're promoting. They're not, yeah, they've got, a few people here that will say, hey, check these guys out. But it's more just about WWE. They're trying to appeal to like a different fan base. They're trying to appeal to non-wrestling fans for some reason, which makes no sense to me. That's like, the NHL trying to appeal to non-hockey fans. Heavy J, I think Cody is a good fail-safe in case Omega loses because Bullet Club shirts will now be in Hot Topic. Actually, that's just Young Bucks from what I understand. Now, it could be all Bullet Club, but I think it's definitely going to be Young Bucks. Well, you have the New Japan guys and you have the ROH guys. Yeah, true. Going to slam over. I can't even read that. Hervershi. I just effed that up, Steel Chair. I apologize. Can't wait. I know I spent that wrong. Okay, maybe I should read this stuff before I read it on air because otherwise I'm turning into Dave Coco. Yeah, Bullet Club shirts and Hot Topic is going to increase sales. I don't know. I don't know if I want to see, but then again, I don't go shopping at Hot Topic. Hell, even when I was that age, I very rarely went into Hot Topic. I was like, wow, a lot of this stuff is kind of overpriced, and the employees creep me the fuck out. All right, keep the questions coming, kids. Let's take a look here. But as far as who's going to win it, yeah, I do like that. I do like that one suggestion that Okada wins it and he picks Kenny Omega. But if I had to bet on it, if I really felt like New Japan has the finger on the pulse of their fan base, I'm going to go with Naito. I think Naito's going to win it. I think he's going to finally get what he should have got around Wrestle Kingdom 8. And that's when I started watching New Japan. Dave Coco told me about New Japan, and I already knew about them. But he asked me, he told me if we checked out a Wrestle Kingdom, and I said no. And He sent me links to Wrestle Kingdom 8, and I sat there and I watched that. And I remember this is way before I know who anybody is. This is the first time I ever saw the Bullet Club. I didn't know, and there was no English commentary. I had no way of knowing what the hell was going on. But I sat there and I watched it. I said, "Whoa, this was really good." And Dave's like, "Ah, it was kind of a shitty Wrestle Kingdom." I was like, "Why?" It's like, "Oh, it wasn't very good." And there was some bad stuff in there, but it was like amazing. This is the first time I ever saw Prince Devitt, who is now Finn Balor, and that was the year that Naito, he had won the G1, and he was going to take on, I think it was Okada. I think it was Okada at the time, and that was the year they asked the fans, "Well, what do you want to be the main event?" And they just basically just kind of gave the middle finger to Naito, and they had the Intercontinental Championship match be the finale. That's the one where Tanahashi won it from Nakamura. And so I think if I had to bet, I would bet on Naito winning that, and they're finally going to give him what he wanted all those years ago. They're finally going to give him the push, and he's going to be in the main event. That's just my thoughts on it. And yes, I do agree with Andy Paps. Los Ingobernables de Japan versus Bullet Club, the feud we need. Oh my god, yes. I want those factions to go to war so bad right now because I think that would just be so fucking awesome. Heavy J says it's not so much the hot topic, but the fact that another company besides WWE is going to be reaching a non-wrestling audience. So true, but then again, yeah, maybe it's a good idea because people seem to be like, "What the hell is this?" And they'll get out their smartphone, they'll look up, Young Bucks, Bullet Club. Maybe they'll like it. Did I see how messed up the Intercontinental Championship is? Yes, I did. Naito's beating the shit out of that thing, and here's the thing: nobody stopped him. Nobody stopped him yet. I mean, he's even said in interviews, at least interviews that I've seen translated to English, was that I keep doing it. Nobody's stopping me. I guess they agree with me. And maybe this means they're going to replace the championship. Maybe they're going to retire it. I don't know what they're going to do with it. I'm maybe hoping they'll have some kind of new championship that they'll debut. But yeah, there's not going to be much left of it. Well, they finally they got the belt off of them at Dominion. That match he had with Tanahashi was actually pretty good. I actually, out of that, aside from Okada, I really liked Takahashi versus Kushida. I think that match was really, really good. I enjoyed that one. Tanahashi. Oh, and Chauncey Bullock. I have to do this, so please forgive me. Oh, Brother Booze, I knew you'd come. Sorry, I have to do that when Chauncey's here. It's good to see you guys again. It really is. I've missed this. I miss talking to you guys. So let's just kind of browse around here. Let's just see what else is going on here in this crazy world of professional wrestling. Feel free to ask me anything. I've just been talking a lot of trash here about some wrestling. Still haven't watched 205 Live outside of like the one show that I've watched when it first started because I just don't care. Seth Rollins is going to do a cover of WWE 2K18, which I actually kind of like. I just kind of like the fact that they don't have a part-timer on the cover anymore. Thank you, merciful God. And Wrestling Rantin'. Oh my God. I don't. Okay, Wrestling, I know you're watching. I don't know if you've seen my comment or not, but Wrestling Rantin' just put out a video today about, it's called The Rise, the Fall, and Evolution of the Four Horsewomen. I'm telling you, go to his channel and check it out. It's RASSLIN Check it out. It's like his best video to date. I think he's got another one coming out soon, and I'm going to check that one out. So, but Wrestling and Ranting, man, if you've not checked out his videos, he's upped his fucking game. I mean, he's just done a phenomenal job. I am so happy for him. I really wish he would have more subscribers. I really do. So if you haven't subscribed to his channel, please subscribe to his channel. It's really, really good. Okay. Haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, I've been working 60 hours a week. I've got 2 jobs now. I've been working a full-time and a part-time job on top of what I'm doing. So getting like free time and off days are far and few in between. Yeah, so he saw the comment. So let's take a look. All right, let me see what else is going on in this crazy world. Let's see. They're going to redo the women's ladder match. They're going to redo another next week. Naomi's going to defend against Lana again. I really couldn't tell you what those matches are like because, like I said, I really have not watched WWE outside of NXT. Let's see what else there is. Let's see, Jinder Mahal. And somebody asked me if I thought that Jinder Mahal, his physique and everything was legit, or if it was steroids. To that, I say, you know what? I honestly believe Mahal. I believe he really tightened up his diet and really hit the gym hard, because this is the same company that they're going to look. This is the same company that popped Roman Reigns when they were pushing the hell out of him. So I really think, and he said he's been drug tested multiple times. So if we haven't heard anything, I think it's legit. I really do think it's legit. Yeah, there is a WWE champion that's on fucking roids, but nobody seems to give a shit, and that's Brock Lesnar. Because remember now, why is he in WWE now? Because remember, he had that match in UFC, he wrestled that. Then they go back and go, oh, well, that urine sample you gave us before the fight? Yeah, guess what? It came back with some performance-enhancing drugs. And we thought, okay, well, hey, the rules are the rules. WWE, the wellness policy. What are you gonna do? Hey, he broke the rules. You're gonna have to suspend him. And WWE's like, yeah, you know what? Because technically that wasn't with us, so technically he didn't violate our wellness policy. So we're just gonna kind of turn a blind eye. They fired Ricardo Rodriguez for taking fat burners. But yeah, Brock Lesnar can, shoot up enough steroids to tranquilize a goddamn horse, and he's still allowed. Not only is he still allowed to work for the company, he's still allowed to wrestle, and now they've made him champion, and he's holding the championship hostage because he's not defending that thing. Oh, but he's a big dude. I think he's overhyped, overrated. If he wants to be a wrestler, he needs to be a fucking wrestler. If he wants to go live on his farm in South Dakota, go shoot varmints or whatever the hell it is he does, he needs to go do that. But don't, as Dave Coco would always say, you can't be half pregnant. Either you are or you are not. So either Lesnar is the wrestler, he is the WWE champion, and he needs to, be on the shows. He needs to be there defending it, or he just needs to go the hell home. So I'm just tired of, the rules only apply to certain people when we feel like it. But as far as Mahal goes, yeah, I know he's the only champion right now because they're trying to get into India right now, and I feel like and WWE feels like that's their easiest and quickest route into India is through Jinder Mahal. That's fine, but I think honestly, his championship victory is probably going to wind up being the shocker of 2017. Oh, the Wrestling says, yeah, although the views have gone through the roof, the channel is doing pretty darn good. Yeah, it's done. I think you've got just a little over 2,000, almost 3,000 subscribers now. That's actually pretty good. So I hope you keep doing more. Heavy J, Enzo Cass broke up. The good news is their merch will now be on clearance for a few weeks. Yeah, I heard about it. I even went back and watched the segment. I think it was kind of cheesy. I kind of didn't want to see them break up, but then again, I knew when Enzo and Cass first got there, and they had Enzo in that four-way elimination match. And there was reports that Vince McMahon was high on Big Cass. I kind of knew that the days of that tag team were numbered. Truth be told. So they broke it up, and I listened to it, and Cass, I guess he's going to be the heel now. And what I didn't like about it, I mean, I guess I kind of liked it, but what I didn't like about it is, but everything that Cass said was true. You know, that Enzo was annoying, that Enzo, was writing check, having his mouth write a check his body couldn't cash, and there was, Cass always, there to save him. And it's like, now what are you going to do now? And it's like, kind of where do they go with this? Do they? I mean, it's a natural feud now, so you're going to have them feud, and then what do you do with Enzo? I don't know. I don't know. What do you do with him? I'm asking you, Richard. What does WWE do with Enzo Amore? Do they have him be heartbroken and go over to SmackDown? Do they have him feud for a little bit? I mean, what's going to happen to Enzo? Is he going to wind up jobbing? Because you've read the same reports I've read that Vince McMahon loves to see Enzo get ragdolled around. So is he like the Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas territory right now? I'm thinking he's dangerously close to it. Wrestling Right said, I will say I did like the Enzo Cass spot from last night. I guess that's the once in a month good show we get. Oof. Oh God, please tell me that was not considered a good show. I mean, well, but then again, every Raw is almost like the same format. Like here's what happens: the show goes on the air, the pyro goes off, somebody goes to the ring for no good reason and starts cutting a promo. They do that for 20, 25 minutes. Your first match is usually, pretty good match. Then you do nothing. You do bullshit. You have a bullshit tag match. Have a bullshit women's match. A bullshit 205 wannabe match that lasts like 3 minutes. You have something with Titus O'Neil. You do another bullshit match, backstage segment. Have a fairly decent last match, then some kind of angle to close the show. SmackDown, you get 4 matches. That's all you get. 4. That's all you get. That's all you ever get is 4. They may tease a 5th, but you're only going to get 4. I don't know why, but you only get 4 with SmackDown. And yeah, please let Samojo win at that pay-per-view. God, I would love that, but no, it's not going to happen. Cass is going to be Vince's new HBK. Well, if they can teach him how to talk, he might have a chance. I wonder if they requested that Enzo and Cass never win a tag title anywhere so they could do this storyline down the road. No, Ranton. No. That would require thought and planning. And I was like, no, they're not. No, WWE's not capable of doing that. I'd have Enzo go heel and form a stable and have him be like Jimmy Hart. I actually wouldn't mind him being like a manager. That'd be a good way to get instant heat on somebody. I mean, if he's already annoying, you could have him manage like a tag team. Just take like people that you already don't like. Like the Usos or people like the Colognes, and have him manage them and get more heat on him just by running his mouth. I mean, basically, he always gets saved, and nobody can ever get a hold of him and wring his damn neck. I could see that, Jay. I see Big Cass become an Intercontinental Championship by Survivor Series. Ooh, well, Everett, that's a hell of a prediction. Yeah, we could. Retton responded, he's like, if we get 3 good segments, it's a good show. That's how low our standards are now. Well, I guess that's one good segment an hour, which is I guess what me and Dave always ask for. We just said we just want one good match per hour. We're not talking a 5-star. We just want a good match. Just a good. When you look at it, go, oh no, it was pretty good. That's what we were looking for. Have Enzo manage the club? They ain't doing anything. No, they're not. They really haven't done anything. Looking for more questions here. I may wrap this up. By the way, Shelton Benjamin may be coming back to WWE because he's healed up from whatever injury he had, and there are negotiations now. Maria Kanellis and Mike Bennett debuted this past weekend. That's the whole reason why the Miz did like this entourage with Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, because they apparently didn't want 2 power couples. I actually kind of hoping they did have 2 power couples, because that would be like a natural feud. Something come towards Mania. You could do another mixed tag match, see who is the real power couple, and then the fall, and then the fallout from that could be your natural advancement of the storyline, and they're on different. They're already on different brands, so that could totally work. Big cast of Paul Heyman guy. Well, it could be. How you like Josh Matthews being a heel in Impact Wrestling? I have not watched Impact in probably since February or March. February or March. I haven't watched Impact, so I really couldn't say anything. I just didn't like it because Matthews was just being a heel for the sake of being a heel. I mean, he was just take the annoyance, crank it up to 11, and I was like, dude, shut the fuck up. I don't really care. And Bull Rush wasn't much better. Rosemary and Allie, the only reason I care about Impact, I do like Allie. I will admit. Now, Rosemary, that is Sammy's crush, but I do like Allie on Impact from what I've seen of her. She looked good. Oof, gosh, she's cute. All right, let's see. Breezango finally got merch. Congratulations to them. Let's see what else is there here. Oh. Oh, PJ Black, hurt himself base jumping. It cost him 6 to 12 months and part of his finger. Okay. Damn, son. Bad landing with 2 broken ankles, so he's going to be out. Yeah, so let's see. What total stories? He got the Bradley broken finger. Badly broken leg and facing 6 to 12 months before he can wrestle again, so yeah. My finger got caught in a satellite dish. It ripped the tip of my finger off. I've got two titanium plates in my leg and a pretty messed up finger, but I'm alive, so it's cool. Yeah. Wow. All right. And congratulations to Johnny Mundo and Taya. Those two got engaged. I didn't even know those two were dating, but I'm actually really happy for Mundo because I'm just glad he's not with that fucking bitch Melina anymore. Jesus Christ, that girl was nothing but bad news. But congratulations to him and Taya. I hope they're really happy together. Heavy J, I want New Japan to come to Texas. Hell, I want them to come to the United States, period. I mean, I don't care if they're over in California. Just get them here, and maybe they'll slowly go up and down the West Coast. Then maybe they'll start going east, and then they'll just keep going till, just keep going. Takahashi is a Japanese Johnny Mundo. I don't know why that just made me laugh. All right, I think I need to go ahead and just wrap this up because I'm gonna need to get some sleep. It's like 11:30 at night. I've been up since 4 this morning. I'm very, very tired now. As far as when we'll be back on, I don't know. If I get any free time, I'll be back on. I'm hoping Dave and James Legend can jump back on. I think as soon as I get a hold of Sammy and see what his schedule's like, maybe we can start getting back and doing things regular. But I just kind of got the itch to do this again. I've really missed it. And I've really enjoyed coming back and talking with everybody. So not trying to duck out of this, but I'm very, very tired now. So I want to thank everybody for joining me. In the meantime, check us out, KocoSports.com, KocoSports.com. Go like and subscribe to Wrestling Rank's channel. It's fucking amazing. He's a good guy. He deserves every bit of, he's been busting his ass with those videos. Please subscribe to him and enjoy it. That can tide you over. So this is Booms. This is first the Coco Crew saying the boom just went bang, and I am out.